Hello, hello, hello. It's me again. My hair's growing big time. So it's getting down my neck right here. Kind of gets ticklish. Dang it. Needs to be evened out, but I have anybody even it out. I'm going to have to wait till my granddaughter gets to have fun with shaping my hair as it grows. So I'll see if she can't straighten it out in the back, make sure the little bit that's going in the back is even so it ain't all strangly and scraggly and, healthier that way. Yep, it might. Who knows? They have a vaccine now. How about that? I might live long enough to grow it again. Well, been praying. Everybody been praying. Oh, everybody in America been praying, Republicans and Democrats, about the viruses. But now the Republicans bad to cover it up, heart attack, uh, hunting accident. I mean, this administration was actually on TV saying that. Well, if they died of a heart attack, we just say they died of a heart attack. No need to say that it was COVID involved. Cover it up and let people die. I thought it was 3008, but today, President-elect Joe Biden was on TV and he said that it's now 320,000 people dead and still climbing. I mean, every state in the United States is now red, which means it's high risk just to go outside. And people are stubborn. I mean, if somebody wants to wear a mask, why does it do damage to you for them to wear a mask? It's their choice. They're choosing to care for you. That's right, you. They're choosing to care for you and everybody around them, including their family. And they're choosing to protect themselves because it does give you a certain amount of protection. It's no cure, like they said. They blame Republicans. Well, the mask ain't no cure. We're waiting for a cure. We don't have to wear a mask. The government can't tell us what to do. Really? So you just want to say, okay, I'm going to go and spread this virus to everybody I can. I'm going to sit there and watch them die as they go, oops, that one went down. Oops, there went that friend. Oops, may this one rest in peace. Are you happy with yourself? If you're that person, are you happy with yourself? Because trust me, the whole freaking world ain't happy with you doing this. Nobody. Anybody that cares for anybody whatsoever and their family and their children, they ain't happy. So, I'm not going to beg. I'm just going to say, out front, you need to freaking wear a mask. Period. If you want to get this under control so that in the spring we can have some spring festivals with social distancing and mask wearing. And then next year, we cannot wear a mask. But until then, we need to wear a mask. Worldwide. People, please wake up. Please. For God's sake, for your family's sake, for children's sake, for the world's, for humanity's sake. Oh, that's right. Some people ain't humane, are they? You think it's okay to just go beat on somebody because they're walking around carrying a sign that says, hey, we need some justice? It's okay to just beat them up and shoot them and use the military against their own people? No. No. I promised myself I wasn't going to get on here and rant, but then when I heard 320,000, come on. Well, anyways, I better shut up. Oh, you can see my hand. I'm not doing something strange. All that is my heart breaking for other people. It ain't some weird stuff that's going on with that. Because vulgar minds do think vulgar stuff. But my heart goes out to all the corona victims and their families worldwide. Now, I don't like Putin one bit, and I don't care if he knows it. I think he's the homeliest, most ugliest, arrogant butthead in my life. if I was a woman or even a man, if I was a man and I was going that way, which he probably might be in closet case, I don't know. But somebody so evil, I could not. And so I can't wait to hear songs written about this administration. 2020 has been one hell of a year. It's been like a roller coaster ride out of hell. And you've been fighting the devil all the way. And you're still fighting the devil. And you're going to be fighting the devil until it's done and taken care of. And everybody thinks that Trump is and he's not. Trump. He is not. He is the devil sent here after you, after your soul. And if you let him take it and you get violent and you hate people like you're doing right now and you judge people, because you're not God. You don't know what that person's been through and why God might be using that person in such a situation to bring somebody to their senses. And that's what God does. He puts people right in the middle of something that's going down that he wants to stop. And when that person is a truthful person and that person stands up for what's right, you'd be surprised at what power can be accomplished with your little brain working along with your heart. Well, I think my writer's block's a little bit over. Might be that we're so close to 2021. Anyways, so I'm working on some songs. One's a chorus song. I sang it to my granddaughter now. She might be just being nice and saying she likes it, but she thinks it's a good idea. I can't sing. I was choked a lot, and your larynx gets damaged. So my voice is hoarser than I would like it to be. Ow! Shit. Oops. Bad word, sorry. Pain hits you once in a while, you know. Weird stuff happens to me lately. Weird stuff. Shakes me up a little bit. Might be storms though, or maybe it's we live close to the Marine Corps base here in Quantico, and it's like real huge. And so you hear boom, boom, boom sometimes when I'm up there practicing. Maybe it was the boom, boom, booms I was hearing that woke me up. And since I was married to a Marine, but when I had my children, I was married to a Marine. But I finally got over him about 3-4 years ago. I didn't remember his birthday ever, March 12th, but I would tell my kids, today's your dad's birthday. If we knew where he lived, we'd send him a card. Most of the time we didn't. And I would remind them, and they'd call him now that they're old enough to call him. But I finally forgot, and I said, wow, phew, that's great. I'm finally done with this crap. Now, he's married. He married another girl named Sandra, and she's probably a fine woman. She's been with him all these years. I don't think he could handle me because I'm weird. And he didn't understand my weirdness, and I don't think anybody does. My kids don't, especially. My grandchildren don't either. But nobody does, I don't think. But just like that, night before last, I hadn't even been thinking about him or nothing. And I went to sleep. I'd been praying and crying a lot over the corona for people, you know. And so that's what I do. I take moments and I just cry and pray. That's what I've been doing before I went to sleep, and I went to sleep. Excuse me. Pardon me. Or whatever they say, wherever. And all of a sudden, I woke up and his image was in me, and he's heavyset, real heavyset. This image was. I don't know what he looks like, really. But in this image, he was heavyset, and he was having a hard time breathing. And so I got up. It startled me, and I'm going, what the heck's going on with this crap? And I got up and turned the TV on. Dad blame if the news didn't come on. I have MSNBC on a lot because they keep up what's going on in the world. And then I go to CNN and ABC, you know, and check out the news. I never go to Fox, but I do go to the other ones. I turned on the news, and Dad blame if Hawaii hadn't had a volcanic, and that's where he lives. So I got up and I told Angel, please call your dad. Mommy's fine. He don't even live near the volcano. And she wouldn't call him. So I messaged my son. Thank God for my son. Thank God for my daughter, too. But she's a little less understanding than my son. And I messaged my son and I told him what happened. And he knows, it bothers me. And if it bothers him, it stresses me. And that ain't good. So he didn't want to stress me. So he called his dad. He said he's okay. But ain't that weird? That's just weird. Weird, weird, weird. Well, I pray they're okay over there. All the people, if it went float over or whatever, I pray for it. For people everywhere. But that's just weird. Ain't no wonder people have problems with me. Yeah, I guess they do. Well, my son, he was upset with me one day and he just kind of harshly spoken and said, Mom, you're my mom. I don't even understand you. And I just looked at him and said, Jimmy, don't try. I don't understand me. If I don't understand myself, how in the heck is anybody else going to understand me? I think I'm getting to understand me, though. I think. But, see, what I understand about me, people just don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear truth, and they don't want to hear what could be done with an area that's got problems, mental problems, drug problems, financial problems. And you could take communities and help communities build and build it better, build it back better. And when I mention stuff like this in communities where I've lived and stuff, they just look at me like, you're crazy. You just one person. You can't do nothing. Well, I can vote. And I can sing. And I am great at spreading word of mouth. Some Catholic lady, she's a Republican, but I highly respect that family. They've been kind to everybody. They're good people, There's good people that are Republican people. There are. It's just hard finding them lately for some reason. But there's good people there, and this family was good. And she said, when you tell about things that happen to you, aren't you bragging? And I go, bragging? How you figure that? She goes, well, you're telling about how, you had your granddaughters and they were miracles, and you tell about this, this. She said, shouldn't you keep it secret and just talk to God about it? And I go, no, because, God sent John the Baptist, did he not? And God sent Jesus, and God will choose people who will stand up and not fear death, because if you fear death, you're in trouble. You can't fear death because you realize that death is a release. Mm-hmm. And so you don't fear it. And if you don't fear it, it scares the dickens out of people. And they want to attack you, For some reason, they just want to attack you all the time. And so you get beat up like the disciples got beat up. You get beat up. You get beat up over the internet. You get beat up, mentally by people just being downright rude and mean. Just mean and rude, I don't even know if people watch this stuff. But my grandson and my son thought it was a good idea that I do these videos so people can watch my hair grow. See how it grows all weird? That's because there's knots. I've had head injuries and people hit me in the head. And I've had car accidents, and, on a job injury, and there's knots all over my head, so your hair grows all weird around them knots. But it grows. God blesses me and let it grow, and so I try to bless somebody else if I can. Anyway, I don't have money to give. I don't. What can you give if you don't have money? Everybody wants money, though. Every time I turn around, every piece of mail I get, somebody wanting money. Seriously. And it's irritating when you ain't got none, and it's irritating because don't you care, Yeah, I do. But I just don't have that ability to give money. I don't have money because I'm always giving money. I go to a grocery store and they got these bags out. You pay $5 and feed somebody. I'm always doing that. It's just money I give all the time when it comes down, give me some more money. Give me some more money. Give me some more money. I ain't got no more money. Period. I think maybe it's good that I'm poor, because I would probably give too much to the wrong people who come, you know, and it might be the wrong person because they're begging because of the wrong reason. They want some drugs, you know, and I'd be generous and I'd fall for it, you know, but so it's probably good God keeps me poor. Maybe I have to be poor. But my family don't. And they've done well for themselves. I mean, they ain't rich, you know, but they don't take from society like a lot of people I know. I mean, I know people that's got like 3 degrees and don't work. We pay for that, you know, we pay for that crap. Don't send somebody to college and let us pay for it and then don't put them to work. If they don't work, then don't send them to more college. It's enough. You know, you give them the opportunity. They don't want to work after that. Say, hey, I'm sorry, we can't give you no more opportunities. You go on your own. And let them see how they're going to survive. But you got to work. You got to work really till the day you die. And I don't mean when you get old, you can't do stuff like lift heavy stuff and all that stuff. You can't do it no more. You can't screw stuff off of bottles. You can't open cans. You lose your strength in your fingernails. Everything goes so. But you can work with your mind. Now, one of these little young, probably arrogant people who are listening to the wrong stuff on the internet, you know, said that people shouldn't be allowed to vote after they turn 65. Excuse me? This woman got her master's at age 90. Don't be telling me people shouldn't be able to vote when they're 65. Say when they're 65, they're senile and somebody else might tell them how to vote. Are you serious? No, Republicans want to stop people from voting. In 2008, they stopped me. Okay? That's a fact. I'll tell the truth till the day I die, and they'll deny it till the day they die. And the people around them are so freaking scared of them that they'll deny it too. They'll see crap happening right in front of their face, and they'll deny it. But, you know, there's one person that sees it all. That's those little satellites up in the sky. And that one greater power than all that give you the knowledge to build the satellites. The one thing that keeps you alive. That breath of life. And as long as you've got a good mind and you use that mind, you read every day. I mean, sure, if you just sit there, I ain't got nothing to do all day. When I watch this TV all day long. And then you see what the TV, and you listen to a bunch of lies on TV, and then you don't know what you're doing. You get confused. But no, but if you read and you follow what's going on in the world, and you keep up with your family, you find out what's going on with your family, you know. Ask them questions. Tell them stories. Make them laugh. Laugh. Please, don't forget to laugh. Even if you have to laugh at yourself, just laugh. It's good for the soul. It's food for the soul. It's creates some kind of chemical reaction in your brain, I think they said. Reading psychology books, neurology books, because I had head injuries, so I go to neurologists. I'll be picking them up books and I'll be reading them like crazy, you know. So you read, you keep up with things, and then you learn about your brain. You learn how your eyes work and your brain works, and you learn how your body works, and I learned that from my mom. Pay attention to your body. Only you can feel what's going on in your body. Only you can. So if they're trying to give you medicine that makes you non-functional and don't do a dab blame for you, don't take it. You can refuse. If it's going to hurt your health, you can refuse any medication. It's your God-given right of choice. Forget the Constitution or anything. It's God-given right for choice. And I have refused medication. You can't. I signed myself into a psych ward so I could see my grandchildren. Not because I thought I needed help. You know, everybody could use counseling, but I didn't think I needed that kind of help. But it was in desperation. Stuff was going on in my life that was truthful that nobody believed, and it was desperation. And I wanted to see my grandchildren. My children thought I was crazy and wouldn't let me see my grandchildren, so I did. And it wasn't good because they didn't want to let me out because they want to drain the government, and they want to give you pills that cost $800. Once you get out, you can't afford that. But you get them while they're in there. But guess what? I refused it, so they kept prescribing it. Somebody was taking it. It wasn't me. So I got in trouble in the psych ward. They got me out real fast. One person, who is she? I'm somebody that's pretty much sane. I just noticed what was going on in there, and it ain't pretty. It ain't pretty. Nobody should have to go to a psychiatric ward, period. They should get counseling on the side, and maybe if they need medication, but I don't think people do. If they've got emotional problems, they don't need no medication. That's going to screw their head up even worse, unless they got a chemical imbalance, and that's probably due to something that they've been eating wrong or whatever, and you can deal with that. But don't give them medication that they can't afford and it makes them non-functional. You can't function. You don't need this medication. I need to function. So I've been very light on medications I've taken through my life, so it's helped me out a lot. That has, because you overdo it, it's not good. Not good. Nothing's overdone's good. Water, you can drown yourself in water if you just drink too much. You can, alcohol too much, not good. Drugs too much, not good, not good. Food too much, not good, not good. Everything in moderation is healthy. And it helps you survive and work and provide and enjoy life here and save the earth, because we ain't going to survive without it. We ain't. And it's going. We've done destroyed it pretty much, and there's only be a little bit left. There's only going to be a little bit left, and the meek shall inherit the earth. Those of pure heart, those shall inherit the earth, and they'll build it back better. But we could save it and live longer if we work, but we don't. If people fight it, you can't fight it. You got. This has been way too long. Oh my God! Why do I think I'm a counselor or something? No, actually, I'm going to counseling. But, see, it's going pretty good. And I got hit in the head right here with a gun, so this part of my head's kind of like not healthy. So I have to work on it, massage it a lot, get it to working again. And try to. The one and only. No longer singing, dancing DJ. The one and only. Praying, talking, singing, laying